Welcome to Hoshinoya Bali. Let's go have breakfast. Now the thing is about this hotel is that it looks like such a magical place. Online I'd seen photos of these absolutely gigantic villas as well as these stunning air gazebos that overlook the jungle. But there was only one small problem. I could find hardly any reviews and barely any videos about this place, in contrast to pretty much every other resort in Bali. And this place was 2 hours without traffic from the airport along some of the most remote roads ever. And I did not want to go on these roads when I would be traveling alone in the dead of night. But I decided, fuck it. So let's go. Alright, I just landed in Bali. We are almost at the hotel. It's been about a 1 hour drive so far. As you can see, the road is actually quite narrow. But despite my paranormal encounter, I did eventually make it. And let me tell you, that cold drink they gave me tasted really good. And the moment I stepped inside the villa, I knew I made the right decision. But I was still pretty tired. So the minute the kind staff member was done showing me the villa, I took one bite from each of the 4 onigiri they gave me and went straight to bed. This was like a free kind of like little dinner thing that they did. You got some soup as well. I didn't know it just yet, but it turns out my brushes with death had only just started, as you'll see later in the video. While I had the breakfast, let me tell you about the hotel. Hoshinoya is actually a Japanese hotel brand, which is why we're about to get a Japanese breakfast set. This is actually, though, their very first hotel outside of Japan, and they've tried to blend Japanese and Balinese influences on the architecture that's dominated, as you can see, by wood and stone, which I actually really like. In fact, this is potentially the most beautiful hotel I've ever stayed in. Up ahead, you can now see some of the air gazebos, where I will be having the most incredible breakfast on day 2. And now we're arriving at the restaurant after I managed to almost get lost despite it being such a small hotel. Could I have the Japanese breakfast set?
Japanese breakfast set? Yeah.
Yeah. And then also, can I do a tangerine juice?
Tangerine?
The set started with a platter of fruit that were all very well cut, and then came my tangerine juice and some tea.
For the Japanese breakfast set, we serve the Japanese rice, Japanese pickle, miso soup, and this one the grilled salmon, and sukune, and this one the yodok. This enjoy.
Thank you so much. Now, this first breakfast is nice, but in this video, my meals will only get more and more amazing. Now that the family sitting across from me has left, let me show you guys what the view looks like from here. And lastly, their set finished with a sticky rice dessert that reminded me of the Chinese zhongzi. So I just finished breakfast and I almost yoinked myself because I slipped slightly on the stone. And now that we're back, let's go take a look at our villa. Villa tour time. As you walk in, first you have a little garden that opens up to an outdoor terrace and stepped stairs downwards. Let's take the stairs first, where we have the lounge that connects to the lagoon we will be jumping in very soon. It has a pretty large seating area, as well as a restroom with a very automatic toilet and a shower for using the lagoon. Back up top, the terrace has lots of plants, a giant ass pavilion, and a water basin with water lilies. But oh my gosh, that is an incredible view from this terrace. Alright, now inside we have the bedroom with the tatami bed, dining table, and basically nothing else. Pretty cool though still. Nice feature wall behind the bed, pretty high ceiling too. They also have a bunch of water and mini bar things behind some cabinets. Next we got the bathroom, where there's a lot more amenities. The wood and stone elements really do fill this bathroom. They have a separate toilet room so nobody needs to smell you poo. And there is a separate shower room too with a bathtub, and since it is a Japanese hotel brand, a sitting stool. Alright, let's go use the lagoon. I will say, initially the temperature does feel a little cold. Okay, it's a bit better now. Now I actually lost the audio for this particular clip, but I imagine it went something like this. Wow, I'm waist deep in a lagoon. This is such a cool and awesome and amazing experience. How fun. Okay, but it really was pretty cool. Each of the lagoons were all slightly different from each other too. One of the things I really like about this resort is that it's actually pretty small, and has only about 30 villas, so I can now start to understand why it has so few reviews. It does mean though, that it really does feel super secluded and private, and it has a kind of peacefulness that I've never felt anywhere else before.
2 hours later.
And after my nap, I decided to muster the courage to venture back out onto the spooky roads outside. I figured I would take advantage of the hotel shuttle to explore a little bit of central Ubud. Exploration time! Only to find out that in daytime, they weren't so bad. Although I will say that my butt cheeks have never been quite as clenched as they were while riding on the back of a motorcycle that I got on a ride-sharing app later on. First, I visited Ubud Palace before walking the 10 or so minutes over to Ubud's Monkey Park. You enter through this ominous-looking underground tunnel, and then you're greeted by a ton of monkeys doing, well, let's just say various monkey things. Anyways, my next destination was going to be a little far, so this is where we meet our new friend Hadi, who took me to the place where I would soon find out is literally where all the Instagram stars who visit Bali go to, and therefore definitely does not actually serve as a rice farm. I'm now at the Galatang Rice Terrace. Have like these swings and zip lines and things like that. Hadi told me he would wait for me to finish and could take me back to the hotel, which I thought at the time was a nice gesture. But it turns out what he really wanted was to charge me way above market rate for the second ride, in which we also almost died by crashing into a car when he was doing an ambitious overtake. Now we're back. I have just enough time to show you guys the resort before doing a traditional cloth dyeing activity, as well as enjoying a free mojito. The thing is about this resort is that it is pretty small, but it still has a lot of things. It has this little temple on the side, they have a library as well as what they call a wellness gazebo where the yoga and other fitness activities are. And then they have a spa where you can actually go down a small carriage lower into the jungle, but I myself didn't get any treatments, so I didn't get to experience that. And next to that you have the air gazebos that I will be spending more time in at the end of the video. They look so incredible, wow. And other than that, they also have a lobby area, a shop, and a public gazebo area above their main restaurant. The public gazebo is also where I'm now making this batik cloth, in which I use this pen that was dipped into hot wax to draw the patterns. And on the way back, they were offering free mojitos. They had a little mojito event, so we're getting some free drinks, snacks, against this view. Alrighty, it is now the evening. I just freshened up a bit after taking a quick shower. Time to get dinner. One quick note, I have to say, this place actually has quite a pleasant vibe at night too because of all these lights lighting everything up. I'll show you guys. This is what it looks like at night. The lights and everything are quite pleasant, I have to say. Can I get this menu? It is just the jungle behind me right now. They just brought the first 2 bites of the set menu I ordered. One is a salmon and the other is a breadstick.
Starter.
This next course was some fish and a raw fish dish with chips. Very crunchy. Wow. And they also brought out some tom yum soup afterwards that I really liked. Very tasty. This is totally not a voiceover. And after they came out with this massive spread of stuff that my server spent a lot of time describing and I spent not a lot of time forgetting. But 2 of them that I did remember was one a skewered and the other was a fish that were both really tender and delicious. Which I promise I did enjoy, despite what it might look like on camera. This is a cleanser. It's a coconut sorbet.
Banana mousse with banana jam inside. This is dried skin banana, and the green one, banana stem.
Remind me to never become a food reviewer. Anyways, the night scenery was quite pretty on the way back to the villa. This is what it looks like at night, guys. And when I got back, surprise, my bed was already made for me, so I fell right back to sleep. Alright, while we're on our way to the breakfast, let me tell you guys about how I could swear I've almost died 7 times in the past few days because the stone, I guess, is kind of slippery at parts, and I've basically almost fell at least probably 6 or 7 times. It probably doesn't help that it has been raining a bit since I got here. And this morning in particular, it was really, really raining. But yeah, the stone can get a little bit slippery sometimes if you're not walking carefully. Alright, this is what it looks like, guys. Look at that breakfast and the views. I have to say, I think this is definitely a breakfast I will remember for a long time. The set itself comes with 2 drinks as well as 3 baskets of food. One with fruit, another with savory bites, and the last with red bean soup and a steamed bun. Alright, I just finished checking out, so that is staying at a 2-story private villa at Hoshinoya Bali. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.